Okay, we're in open session, recognitions. Great Oak High School Culinary Capstone students. I'm going to hand this off to Dr. Velez.
Hi, well, good afternoon, everybody. What a great crowd we have out here. I'm super excited. If I can ask our one of our directors, Mr. Dignan, to come up. I know he is going to introduce a couple of our teachers, and we really are going to honor our culinary students at some of our high schools. And before we get started with Mr. Dignan, I really want to say a quick thank you to all the parents and the students, because your commitment and time, particularly at the retirement ceremony at the end of the year, you provide all the food. You guys do such an amazing job. And for all of us who have been at those retirement celebrations, don't tell anybody, but I just go for the food. So fantastic job, everyone. But Mr. Dignan, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. As the CTE director, it's my privilege and honor to thank a group of students who every year spends a great deal of time feeding us. And that makes me happy. So from our CTE Super Bowl to the retirement ceremonies we have in the spring, this is a group of students who are definitely working behind the scenes. It's a 3-year program at each of our high schools, Great Oak High School and Temecula Valley High School. So we're going to recognize those capstone students, those students who are either in their 3rd year or finished their 3rd year last year and are still a senior this year. So that's the group we're going to call up. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask all of my Great Oak High School students to stand up and move over to that side over by that exit door. Give it up for Great Oak. I have a couple of Great Oak administrators in the house that we would like to recognize. So Dr. Amber Lane. Oh no, you got to stand up, Dr. Lane. Come on now. And we have Coach Herschel Ramirez in the house. And I'd like to bring up their teacher, Mrs. Masika Tuna. Dawn Masika Tuna is here. She's going to read their names, and this is how we're going to do it. Did anybody go to Luisenio? All right, all right. So when she calls your name, you're going to get 2 claps. So we're going to practice. Donald Duck. Okay, that wasn't good enough. Mickey Mouse. There you go. She's going to read your name. You're going to get 2 claps. You're going to walk right across here. You're going to hang out over here with Mr. Evans, and he's going to get a group picture.
All right, thank you. I'd like to call forward Leah Anderson, Paulo DePano, Riley Griffin, I don't think is here, Max Haven, Ryan Ripple, Connor Shabam, Brian Sheridan, Adam Trong, Zach Trong, Kaylee Simpson, and I think that's everyone. Did I miss anyone? Okay, thank you guys.
All right, let's have one more big hand for the Great Oak Culinary students. Can I ask the Temecula Valley Culinary students to please stand up, head on over to the exit sign. Hey, Dr. Lane and Mr. Ramirez, where are you? Okay, you're there. You need to be in the picture there, admin. All right. All right, so let me talk about Temecula Valley High School. Our distinguished principal is here with us, Miss Donna Leone. We have 2 chefs who run our culinary facility and our culinary program. Chef Ivan Flowers was unable to make it this evening, so he won't be with us. But Chef Malaysia Berquist is here, and she's going to introduce her students. So again, we're sticking with the 2 clap. 2 clap. I heard last time there was a little issue. This is intervention time. You got to do over.
Thank you. Okay, I would like to introduce, thank you, Eric Ballesteros, Carter Kraus, Robert Slapka, Abigail Dominguez, Ian Delbout, Sienna Gutierrez, David Hinojosa, Ella Uber, Naomi Losa Ramirez. John Luisi. McKinley Maines. Haley Mallinger. Diego Romero. Faith Summerall. Danielle Valladolid. Abigail Watley. And Malachi Vlasic. I think I'm right.
All right, let's have one more big hand for the Temecula Valley High School Culinary Capstone students. Yeah, slipped it past me. You guys got it. You don't need my mug in there.
Thank you so much to all of the teachers running our culinary programs. Thanks to Mr. Dignan for running our CTE programs, and especially thanks to our students. I think Dr. Komrosky, our board president, and I were out at TVHS not too long ago last year, and I think we were sampling some of the soups. Outstanding job. So thank you all very much, and congratulations.
And the Temecula Valley High School soups were way better than any other vendors out there. Start this meeting in about 3 minutes. Oh. 28, okay. All right, I'm going to call us to order then. Good evening and welcome to the regular open session meeting of the Temecula Valley Unified. Call to order, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the regular open session meeting of the Temecula Valley Unified School District Board of Education on September 12th, 2023 at 6:02 p.m. The board has been in closed session since 4 p.m. Lene, can you please call roll?
Danny Gonzalez. Here. Allison Barclay.
Here.
Stephen Schwartz. Here. Jennifer Wiersma.
Here.
Joseph Komorowski.
Here. We have a quorum, so we can proceed. Secretary to the board, we have Dr. Kimberly Verlez, interim superintendent, Mrs. Lene Anasebar, executive assistant to the superintendent. As far as the Pledge of Allegiance, we had somebody, but there was a last-minute cancellation or a back out. What I'd like to know, is there any student in the audience with a parent that would like to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Perfect. Come on up.
Let's do it, brother. Lead the way. All right.
If everybody can take their hats off, if you got them, hands on your chest or your heart, and then we'll let this young man lead us.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What was your name? What was your name?
Wyatt Gates.
Wyatt, thank you so much.
Thank you, Wyatt.
We'll do a readout. Action taken in closed session. Closed session began at 4 p.m. The Board of Education took the following action in closed session. Mrs. Wiersma.
It was moved by Member Wiersma and seconded by Member Schwartz to deny the claim for the damages for RA COPM received on August 7th, 2023. The vote was 5-0. It was moved by Member Schwartz and seconded by Member Gonzalez to approve the final compromise and release agreement for case OAH 202-307-0067, and the vote was 5-0.
Thank you, Ms. Wiersma. K, recognitions, announcements, school-related organizations. Before the board meeting began, the board recognized and thanked our Great Oak High School and Temecula Valley High School culinary capstone students. We will now have our student spotlights and school-related organizations. I'm going to call up from Chaparral High School, Jillian Harian and Ellie Ray Jory.
Good evening, Board President Dr. Komorowski, board members, and cabinet members. My name is Jilly Heron.
And I'm Ellie Majorionette. Thank you for having us.
Our school spirit has improved so much just within this school year. We are focusing heavily on student participation and connection, and as a Puma, it's been so fun. Students are scanning 5-star to receive points for attending school activities and sports events, which has helped a ton. We had a great turnout these past couple of weeks.
The Puma Pit is going strong. We had over 600 students travel across town to TV last Friday for the camo-themed football game, and we won 42-7. We hope bringing a big student section to any away game in Temecula sets an example for our future games. How cool would it be if all of CHS, TV, and Great Oak games packed the stands on both sides? We hope to help build the community.
We are also working on modernization. Right now, a new gym is being built as well as tennis courts. We will enjoy the way all year. Haha.
This Friday, we are kicking off Recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month with dancing and activities during lunch with performances by our Latinos Unidos Club.
Our next home football game is this Friday against Great Oak. We are going to crush it in our deep blue sea. Our theme is still Puma Blue, but with some fun beach accessories. We are expecting a big show out and hope the red wave brings a crowd too.
Senior Sunrise was a huge success. Tons of seniors came out at 5:45 in the morning to enjoy breakfast and watch the sunrise with their friends.
Girls volleyball has their first league game at home tonight. It is Western themed and they are playing Murrieta Mesa. Freshmen and JV played at 5 and varsity starts at 6:30. We wish them a strong season.
Tomorrow is Club Rush, where we introduce all of our new Pumas to this year's clubs. We have over 75 clubs available for everyone to join and will be showcased during lunch tomorrow.
Haka and Heyo Hananani tryouts were last week, and stunt tryouts are coming up September 16th.
Our freshman movie night is coming up September 22nd. We took a poll to decide the movies, and it came to be The Amazing Spider-Man. We hope our freshmen have some good bonding time.
Boys water polo is expecting a big show out at their home game against Great Oak on October 3rd. We're planning to bring the Puma Pit to their game.
Homecoming is right around the corner. October 7th, we have our Grease-themed Hoko dance that we are setting up for over these next few weeks.
Our drama department is presenting The Play That Goes Wrong, and it will be shown October 12th and 13th at 7 p.m. and October 14th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you for having us again.
And
remember to always keep it classy, Pumas.
Thank you, Jillian and Elliot. Next up, I'd like to welcome up from Great Oak High School, Alyssa and Madison.
Hey everyone, thank you for having us again. Without further ado, let's get started. My name is Alyssa Key, the Senior School Board Representative.
And I'm Madison Jantz, the Junior School Board Representative.
Last week was one very eventful week with many events going on, such as our Homecoming Dress-Up Week, Homecoming Rally, football game, and the dance itself. We time traveled on Tuesday with our freshmen representing the 70s, our sophomores representing the 80s, juniors representing the 90s, and seniors representing 2000s. We also had Western Wednesday, where our students pulled out their cowboy hats and boots. It was Futuristic Day on Thursday, where students wore college or career gear to represent where they wanted to go or what they wanted to do. On Friday, everyone wore red in preparation for our homecoming football game that night.
Also on Friday was the Homecoming Rally, which was so amazing as we traveled through time and visited homecomings we've had in the past years. We had amazing performances by Ohana, Haka, dance, cheer, and step, who all wore outfits related to our past homecoming themes. The football game was also amazing, with performances by the Spirit of Great Oak and our choir before the game, and our dance, cheer, step, and leadership students during halftime, where our senior homecoming court was announced. Our dance was spectacular, with amazing food vendors, rides, and dance floors. It was so nice to see everyone dressed up and enjoying themselves.
Our sports have certainly kept us busy this month. Our varsity football team defeated Fallbrook at the beginning of this month in our homecoming game against Vista del Lago. The girls and boys cross country finished first in the A6 Cool Breeze Evening Invite. Girls varsity field hockey team has beaten both Chaparral and Sage Creek. Near the end of this month, we'll have our Wolfpack Western volleyball game against Mesa, where students will wear Western attire and will remain silent until after the first set, like our Silent 7 game. Also on this day, we have our girls varsity golf against Mesa. Girls tennis plays Temecula Valley near the end of that week, and our boys water polo plays Citrus College.
This week is Suicide Awareness Week, which emphasizes feeling safe, recognizing the severity of mental health, and all of our support outlets. Peer Leaders is collaborating with Cookie Crew for this week. On Wednesday, there will be a giveaway where they'll be handing out goodie bags. And later this month, we will also have our Because Nice Matters Week.
The National PTA Reflections Art Program, which is a recognition and achievement program, is coming back to Great Oak. This year's theme is I Am Hopeful Because, and students submit original works based on this theme, which are judged in the following categories: dance, choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photography, and visual arts. We are so excited to be able to showcase our amazing artists here at Great Oak.
This year, we implemented Student Senate. Student Senate is a way for our students to become more connected to one another and to Great Oak. Our Student Senate is made up of leadership students who present in their second period classes once every week to update students on what's happening around campus. Once every month, Student Senate meets to reflect and improve. We had our first Senate meeting today during interventions, where expectations were shared and the plan for the rest of the month were made.
U.S. News and World Report just came out with their latest rankings, and we are pleased to announce that we are in the top 4% of high schools in the country. Our programs continue to be recognized across the country with a 97% graduation rate.
Tomorrow, we will be hosting nearly 75 schools for a CATA conference. These teachers will experience what Great Oak is all about as they rotate through 4 different rooms with our WSB directors and presidents.
Thank you so much for having us today. We can't wait to see you in October for the next meeting. And in case you forgot,
Go Wolfpack!
Thanks, Alyssa. Madison. Next up from Temecula Valley High School, Alicia and Nick. Come on up.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you again for inviting us. As a recap, I'm Nick.
And I'm Alicia. Speaking of recaps, 2 weeks ago was our back to school night for our Golden Bear families. It was very enjoyable for everyone, especially the parents, because they were able to experience what it's like getting to class before the bell rings. The teachers were filled with enthusiasm and had a wonderful time sharing their educational plans and showing off the positive environments that they create for the students each and every day. We love being on campus, and it's always a cool experience for our families to meet the students and make it happen.
Several weeks ago, we hosted our name tag week / get to know you week. This week is always a perfect opportunity for students and the staff to learn more about the people in their classes and be more comfortable around them. For several days that week, all of our bears wore name tags from period to period. Everyone got to learn each other's favorite artist, song, and fashion item. My favorite fashion item is sunglasses because they make your outfit look even more stylish. We held activities during lunch such as live-size get-to-know you Jenga and cups and questions.
And fall season has officially begun. Our first home game against Temescal was exciting with a score of 39-0. It was also a big weekend for TVHS athletics. Girls volleyball took third place out of 62 teams at the Whittier Classic. A special shout out to Madison Snow and Avalon Hines, who were named to the all-tournament team. Girls tennis also finished second at the Inland Empire tournament on Friday, taking it all the way to the final game. And our cross-country junior and senior girls took first at the Hemet Bulldog Run Invitational this last weekend. And wrestling has their annual Spook Fest tournament on the first weekend of October. Personally, I'd be very afraid to go against our wrestlers.
All of our athletic projects have been completed and they look beautiful. We have new turf in the stadium with a really cool alternating green every 5 yards. The pool refurbishment is all done and water polo has their first game this Friday. The basketball courts and tennis courts looks great too. We're so appreciative of the extra effort that the district has made to get those done. They went above and beyond. We're excited to get back in the stadium in time for our first home football game.
And TV's drama program is ready to go. Next Friday is their first improv show. It's always a packed house. They just completed auditions, and congrats to Mia Compton, the team captain. We've also got drama's production of Macbeth opening at the beginning of October. It's an amazing cast, and Mr. Schwartz said he already got a ticket, so you guys should go.
Last week was Club Rush. For 2 days during lunch, the quad was packed with students finding what club they potentially want to be a part of. We have club leaders set up with posters with information about their clubs, and it's always something for the student body to look forward to. It's pretty amazing how diverse all the groups are. We've got the Asians Culture Club, Anyone Can Art, the Adulting Club, the Afghan Student Association, ASL Honor Society, and the American Red Cross Club, and that's just the A's.
This Friday marks the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. ASB is working on lots of activities and performances to educate the campus about the importance of Hispanic culture and traditions. Some of these activities include playing Hispanic music, teaching traditional Hispanic dances during lunch, giving out Hispanic treats, and interviewing local Hispanic businesses. And our Baile Folklorico Club will be performing, who is also headed to Margarita Middle School this Thursday to help kick off the month.
Our seniors just finished up painting their custom parking spots last month that really represent who they are as a Golden Bear. We had some super unique and detailed designs that were awesome to come together, as several of our ASB members were here to help them out. It's always a fun Saturday with so many families there to help seniors paint. Lots of morning donuts, music, and time to admire the artistic abilities of others. Right now, our Golden Bears are also voting for who they would like to be on the 2023 TVHS Homecoming Court. This group of students truly reflects what it means to be a Golden Bear and get to be a part of our homecoming rally and halftime show. We are also excited to see who this year's homecoming court royalty will be and what amazing memories this year's court will get to walk away with. Thank you again for having us, and we'll see you next month. I'm Nick.
And I'm Alicia. And
stay golden. Ben.
Thanks, Alicia and Nick. Next from Rancho Vista High School, I'd like to welcome up Anthony and Caitlin. Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, board members and cabinet. I am Anthony Marquez.
And I am Catelyn Lacona. We are from Rancho Vista High School, and we are delighted to speak about the great achievements and activities that happen around our school.
So far, we're off to a great start, and the vibe has been great. Everyone has had a great time with the events at school. Also, everyone is adjusting to our new quarter system, and so far, everything has been coming along great.
To kick off the new school year, we held a barbecue and games on Friday, August 18th, held by ASB and Miss Ashley, our lunch lady, as well as Mr. Joe, our custodian. We also handed out popsicles.
Every Tuesday is Team Color Tuesday. We have 3 teams on campus, blue, gray, and white. Every staff member and student belongs to one team. If you wear your team colors on Tuesday, you earn Minga points. Minga is our campus management platform where we host competitions, events, campus operations, communication, and school-wide engagement.
This year, we've added weekly team competitions where every student and advisory class compete. Last week's competition was a school-wide hit with rock, paper, scissors. The competition started in advisory classes, then those 15 winners competed until we ended up with one winner on the blacktop. Team White won in the end.
Last week, we celebrated Substitute Appreciation Week by making a handmade card from everyone around the school to show our love and appreciation to our substitute Miss Peters.
Every Friday, ASB hosts a lunchtime event. It can range from pie eating contests, karaoke, bingo, board games, to just dance competitions and other competitions alike.
This Friday, we will be showing awareness towards childhood cancer by wearing yellow and passing out yellow ribbons. Next week, we will hold a Kindness Matters Spirit Week from the 18th to the 22nd to show our love and appreciation to others.
On September 19th, our school will be hosting a blood drive, which is going to be held by live stream, and ASB will be helping them out from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our goal is to get 50 people or more to donate blood. The more blood donations, the more lives saved.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Anthony and Caitlin. Awesome. And thank you for the bling. We're welcoming a TVEA Spotlight with Edgar Diaz.
Good evening, board and staff. I'm going to do a combination today. I have 2 of our exec board members who are going to give a little presentation first.
Good evening, board. I'm Cindy Lopez.
I'm Tina May.
And we are TVEA. We're here this evening to talk about SLPs.
And counselors.
At the March board meeting, 2 agenda items were approved. One approved the MOU to adjust the speech-language pathologist salary schedule to remain competitive with nearby districts.
And the other agenda item approved the block grant plan to reduce counselor caseloads in the high school, plus reduce the non-counseling duties assigned to middle school counselors.
So for SLPs, we're happy to report that the salary adjustment took place July 1st, and this resulted in all but 3 SLPs returned to us this year. All 53 SLP positions are currently filled. In the last 8 years that I've been here, this was never the case. So what does this mean? This means that speech services were not interrupted this year, and we were all able to hit the ground running.
For counselors, we onboarded 6 new counselors this year and just finished the hiring process for the 6 new middle school intervention administrators. This resulted in, I am happy to report, all high school counselors now have under 400 students on their caseloads. Although we are not at the ASCA national recommendation of 250 students per caseload, it is a big improvement over the previous year's caseload sizes. Most high school counselors would probably agree that they are not any less busy, but I think they definitely are feeling a little more accomplished and effective in their jobs, and they are meeting the needs of their students and connecting more with their caseload. Once our new middle school intervention administrators finish their training, they will be taking over some of the duties that fell on the middle school counselors previously. One site administrator did the math and said that his middle school counselors would gain back 75 days of counseling services, or counseling time to invest in counseling services for students and families.
So these are just two great examples of collaboration between TVA, HRD, fiscal, thank you for finding the money, and our administration. We make a positive impact when we all work together. So thank you for supporting not only all of our TVUSD employees, but our SLPs and our counselors are very thankful. So again, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Tina.
And this is our TVA Spotlight. Thank you and good evening.
Those were two great initiatives that TVA gladly took part in to help get more support for students in our district. We also, from TVA Others' perspective, we have TVA site leaders at every single site. That's been always a difficult thing to accomplish. Currently, members are more engaged and more motivated to participate and share their voice in the TVA Leadership Council. I am pleased that our organization encourages conversations within the membership and is not afraid to have tough discussions with each other. We're also in an effort to connect with all new teachers. Providing them as much support early makes our grade and department teams stronger. We've been out to Great Oak, we've been out to CHAP, and we'll be hitting up the middle schools and the elementary sites as the first semester moves on. But we'll also be providing workshops through Zoom and through in-person with a social, talking about knowing their contract, knowing parent-teacher conferences, knowing how to integrate and to look at their rubrics for their evaluations. TVA is out working throughout the community. CHAP is closing out our back-to-school night season tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have the community there from CHAP to be able to welcome teachers and to be able to see students and parents there. And for us, it's also a great opportunity to highlight the connections that teachers make with parents. I'll also be there to support PTA. Early today, I met with TVC PTA, and they are pleased with their total PTA members across the district, which is 3,193, which I hear is quite a bit. But for 27,000 students, that number should really be closer to 10,000. So if you're listening, teachers, parents, you can join by searching Join Totem, Temecula Valley Council, select a school, and join. You can join at multiple schools. That's a great treat to be able to help support our PTAs. I'll also be at CHS along with another member to recruit PTA members and 3 individuals to be the executive council at the site and hopefully restart an active PTA at Chaparral High School. If you are listening and want to help out, reach out, TVA president. You can reach out there, or you can reach out to the TVA PTC to submit information or reach out to site administration as well. Yesterday, Anastasia Borkosh, which is another one of executive board members, attended the Dollar for Scholars reception to once again provide support for scholarships for our TVUSD students. I hope TVUSD can do the same. Last year, I believe we contributed about 15 scholarships to students throughout the district. We also have our organization working with Cycle for Hope to raise funds for Rancho Vista and Community Mission of Hope with the organization Bike Temecula Valley. We were actually both out of the Chamber of Commerce to go ahead and inform the community about opportunities to be able to raise funds for these great organizations, but also to volunteer and to provide an opportunity to go enjoy the bike routes that are available across Temecula. We are working to raise a number of riders to increase the amount raised and provide opportunities for Temecula's youth and community to volunteer for a good cause. We need volunteers to help along the route to make it successful, to pass out water, to guide people where they're at, and to, believe it or not, to hit that crosswalk button so our bikers could cross the street safely. And to look for any of those opportunities, you can search out on the internet, Bike Temecula Valley, and follow the Cycle for Hope link. For the community, there's a 15-mile course for families. Looks hard, but not really when you're a bike. 25-mile and a 50-mile for professional riders. It's fun for the family and a great way to build our community by going out together and supporting these events. This week, TVA renews talks with TVUSD on the topic of compensation for the current year, which began in July. The combined budget ad hoc teams meet tomorrow, and the bargaining teams meet next week. While we are now heading into 4 months into the school calendar, our educators and staff have done their jobs to keep Temecula students educated and achieving at the highest level. One of our board members just connected with one of our prior students who I believe is 4th grade when she first taught her, and now that student is interning at a national law firm. That's one of those few things that as teachers we don't get to see often because we just send them out and we hopefully hear news later on about what great stuff they're accomplishing. So a very proud moment for her to be part of that student's journey. There is no doubt that we in Temecula produce excellence, academic excellence. We have the receipts of what we can accomplish through daily interactions, through student achievement, through school climate. Our students are ready for any challenge once they leave the classroom. How TVUSD shows support for their educators and staff should be no less. I've heard that board members support teachers and staff as well. It is why it's unfortunate that CSEA was offered a 6% raise for this year at their session, while the state brought forward an 8.22 increase for this year, and while the state also funded a 2% to the base formula the previous year, and while the district has built a reserve that is well over $80 million. Next week, TVUSD meets with both TVA and CSEA bargaining teams. I ask that you please bring forward a compensation proposal that reflects the quality of the work your employees bring every day. We demand no less than respect.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Next, for CSEA Spotlight with Andrew Enriquez.
Sorry about that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you all have had an enjoyable month. We will be reporting up on, take a deep breath. Reporting out on negotiations. We met on the 6th of September and exchanged proposals with several articles. We've exchanged proposals on several articles. We'll meet again on the 22nd, where CSEA will update the board. Typically, CSEA shares its concerns with what's going on in the district, but yesterday something happened that concerns us as a chapter. School visitation based upon the governance policies. School visitations are encouraged to build an understanding of the district's instructional programs, curriculum, and staff. We observe programs that are moving towards moving us towards the achievement of our goals. And we can show appreciation and recognize people for the good work that they are doing. The board respects the busy schedule of staffs. Protocol. Board members visit a school board site is encouraged. Board members should make an appointment with the school principal prior to visiting campus. The board member should also email the executive assistant to the superintendent so the visit can be placed on the board district calendar, making the superintendent and other board members aware of the visit. This is to help prevent one school from having numerous visits from different board members during the short period of time. During visits, board members' demeanor should be neutral, and members should not interrupt the learning environment. Board members shall avoid the appearance of giving staff direction or evaluation. Handling concerns from the community and staff, also from the governance handbook. Board members should be responsive to the community and be good listeners. It is important for members of the board to be consistent in their responses to the staff and community. Board members need to stay within their function and not attempt to personally fix the problem. There are staff members whose job it is to remedy or deal with student and staff situations. The board is potentially the court of last resort, and members who have been too involved in early situations may not be able to participate in the final hearing. When an issue is brought to a board member, the board member will use active listening to hear what the complaint or concern is, and then it will direct to the person, to the staff member in the district most appropriate to able to help resolve the concern. Board members need to be aware of their responsibility for judicial review, and staff judicial review, and staff and student confidentiality due to the process when communicating with a complaint. We do not get involved in discipline process, meaning the board, of students or staff prior to when they are formally heard by the board. We will make sure that they understand the appropriate order for whom the content, the teacher, the principal, district staff, and are aware of any formal forms or policies that may assist them, written complaint forms. This will ensure that everyone is treated fairly, equally, and expeditiously, and that the process and the procedures of the district are upheld. Board members will notify the superintendent about conversations that they are aware of and situations that can be dealt with appropriately. As a representative of the public, it is important that the board member invite the person with the complaint to ultimately get back to them if the issue is not resolved. Letters and emails to the board members will be answered by the board president. Authority of individual board members, which is also policy 9200. Power belongs not to individual members of the education board, but to the Board of Education as a corporate body through collective actions. Board members have authority only when acting as the Board of Education and legally constituted sessions with a quorum being present. Effective board members refrain from trying to perform management functions that are the responsibility of the superintendent and staff. This is what is posted on the TVUSD website, signed May 9th by the present board members. Reading the role of the board from the board 9000B, section 3D, being knowledgeable about the district programs in an effort in order to serve as effective spokesperson. Concepts and roles. The Board of Trustees recognizes the district administration performs essential roles.
Andrew, if I might interrupt you for a second, I know you're reading off the governing handbook, which I understand, but are you trying to make a point? Can we try to wrap this up, please, the point?
As the chief executive officer of the district, the superintendent shall implement all board decisions and management, instruction, and non-instructional operations. The superintendent also serves as a member of the district's governance team and responsibility to the board operations and decision-making. Finally, bylaw 9200 states the Board of Trustees recognizes the board is the unit of authority over the district, and the board member has no individual authority. Board members shall hold education of the students above partisan principle, group interests, and personal interests. Unless agreed to by the board, as a whole, individuals of the board members shall not exercise any administrative responsibilities with respect to the schools or command in the services of any school employee. Individual board members shall submit requests for information to the superintendent. Board members shall refer board-related correspondence to the superintendent, forwarding to the board or placement on the board's agenda. Why did I read these to you guys? Because yesterday,
let's keep it down in the audience, please.
Because yesterday we had a board member visit a site. Visit a site.
Yeah, Mrs. Wiersma, do not engage, please.
We had a board member visit the site, unannounced, and go directly to a classified employee and ask them, not in their official capacity, to remove a display. The display was, the parent had a problem with the display, but we have processes within board policy and within our own administrative regulations and within the governing handbook that need to be followed. We are a society, we are an organization of written words, policies that we file, that we field, policies that we believe in, policies that we agree upon, including the contract. That, for whatever reason, the board member chose to address a parent's problem. And I understand that if a parent does have a problem, they have the right, through the process, to make a complaint and follow the complaint procedures and notify the superintendent accordingly, so the superintendent can address it with the principal at the site and the employee. It is not the role of the governing board to address a classified employee or any employee. It is not that right. You do not have that right based within the policies.
You guys, let's be respectful of the speaker. Thank you.
When the person comes to the employee and starts speaking of their personal beliefs, starts speaking of the recall, stops speaking of other employees that the school board member felt was inappropriate over at Temecula Valley High School, or other certificated employees about doing things, it is inappropriate for that to happen. That is not part of the process. That is not part of the agreed upon issue. It is not for the board member to make the decision to have something taken down. What am I talking about? It was the banned book display that was put up. The banned book display that was put up, based upon the research that I did with the staff, with the administrative staff, and the district librarian, had everything to do about the rights of the United States of America to read books. Bringing to light the fact that across other nations, some of these books are banned. It wasn't a stance on anything else other than showing that these books and our rights as Americans have the right to read those books, and the parents have the right to decide if the student should or should not read them. The process was not followed. The problem of this is that now all 6 of your middle school librarians are afraid to put anything up because social media has decided to lambaste my coworker. That violates another policy, the safety of our employees. So I am bringing this to you, Dr. Kromowski, that it gets addressed. Finally, I submit to you this. Article 1.7, Association, the District Relationship. Presently, Dr. Velez, CSEA is issuing a level 1 problem-solving grievance for the violation of the association and district relationship. The association and the district is committed to maintaining a relationship based upon mutual trust and respect. And because of all of those violations of board policy and governance handbooks, you have treated our employees, specifically the library media technicians of Temecula Valley Unified School District, with disrespect. Thank you and have a great evening.
All right, we're on to public comments. We love you, Dr. K. Public comments are an important part of the board meeting, and they are given careful